Hello everyone, this is Sergio. You wrote a lot in the comments that you want to see this car in the frame. There are very few of them, and here we found one. For you, only on our channel, Volkswagen Polo R WRC, meet. Aggressive little animal from VAG, that is, for the ring it will simply be fire.
Well, it gives emotions. She's very fierce, you fight her all the time. That's when you feel, you live.
Such a spoiler was not put on any VAG, we specially drove a little around the city and filmed these crazy shots for you. It is dangerous. Are you afraid of crashing? Not just 220 horsepower Polo R, and we also have stage 2 380 horsepower.
This is a chip for sure.
So guys, we are looking at Polo of the year 2012, Polo R Series WRC. This is a limited edition, only 2,500 cars were made. And this car is individually numbered. What number? Let me show you now. Here we have the number WRC, and, you see, 2,500 cars were made. This car is numbered 2131. Only 5 cars were brought into Ukraine at a price of about $42,000. There are only 2 left, one of them is in front of you in the frame. It is quite well preserved, though it has considerable mileage, 150,000 kilometers. The car is equipped with 6-speed manual gearbox, factory interlock, and motor from Golfar. Look, we have wheels from VAG, I take it that these are wheels from Audi, not native at all. The brakes we have are stock, although they are ventilated front and rear. The sport suspension has already been replaced with another, we will tell you about this a little later. There is a spoiler at the back, such a spoiler was not placed on any VAG. A diffuser is installed on the rear bumper from below, black mirrors painted from the factory, and we have such skirts on the front bumper. In principle, this is VAG, there are no mega exclusivities here. By the way, I also want to note such a moment, the speedometer display has been digitized up to 280 kilometers. And it seems to me that this car can, well, if not show the maximum, then it's 243 kilometers per hour, which according to the passport should be, it will undoubtedly do. And since we have in the frame not just a 220 horsepower Polo R, but we also have stage 2 for 380 horsepower, I think that the car will master its 280 kilometers per hour in any case. Let's go further. I am not a circular racer, but in order to be competent in a circular car, and we have a circular car in the frame, I called my friend Alexander. Sonia, hello.
Hi all.
Sonia drives in circles, he is a very serious pilot, he has a BMW 3, and not an easy one, but a tuned one. Sonia, tell us in general what this car was made for, how much it cost, how much power it has, and in general does it make sense to buy such a car?
It's a car for track days, for fun on the track, on the ring. 2 liters turbo, front-wheel drive, on a real mechanical lock, 350, 380 forces depending on the setting.
Stock 220.
Yes, 220 in stock, but it is not stock.
Is it stage 2?
Stage 2.
What is stage 2 in this car?
Miltech system without catalysts. Well, Kolyok, of course, with firmware from Revo.
Kolyok, guys, Kolyok is an intercooler. We got 350 horsepower, today you boosted the car to 380. How much torque is in this car?
500.
500 torque guys, 500 torque carry a body weighing a ton 200 kilograms. Do you really need such a machine for home use?
For fun, it's a fun to drive car. She gives emotions, you fight with her constantly. You then feel that you are alive.
I just know you're a rear-wheel drive lover. Guys in the right concept, because there are different people, specific ones look at us, yes. You drive a BMW M3, it's a lap killer, it's a fun, mega fun car. And here we have front-wheel drive, a car in which 500 torque. In your car, I think 450.
400.
Okay, here's 500. Do you need 500 torque and 380 forces on the front axle?
It's hard, but thanks to the lockup, you can realize it. Not from first gear, but second or third gear and you get that power. It depends on the tires.
Is this a cheat car in its class?
Yes, a turbo with such a weight is a cheat. Cheat car definitely.
Guys, in circular racing there is a division into classes: rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive, we can say that this is practically the king, because in principle there are no more powerful stock cars.
Not in stock.
Guys, well, Sasha appears in our frame for a reason. We will now show you how powerfully he drives. We specifically took a little ride around the city and filmed these powerful shots for you. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Why the street? Is it justified? What's the goal? Aren't you afraid to crash? In general, in a circle, the fastest cars are considered in which drive?
In Ukraine?
Yes.
In the reality's time attack, this is four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive, these are the fastest cars. Although abroad it is considered the fastest circular rear-wheel drive. There is such an expression: a thoroughbred horse is repelled by its hind legs. You have a BMW thoroughbred horse.
Yes, I agree.
Did you have a feeling of disgust? Because I know that BMW fans, I know that all of you BMW fans have an aversion to the VAG group. Or do you still respect such cars?
Well, it is this particular car that I like, but, of course, there is some kind of slight dislike for VAG. Yes, like the Montagues and the Capulets, you can't throw words out of the song, yes.
So what you're saying is that it's still not the same.
Of course.
What is the competitor of this car?
Clio RS.
200 horsepower on a 2-liter atmospheric engine, also on a manual transmission 6-speed, but there's a disadvantage, right?
Nothing special to do with it.
The atmospheric engine is almost impossible to tune. 200 horsepower, you can jump to 230, 240 horsepower, and here from 220 horsepower to stage 2 managed to get 380 horsepower and 500 torque. How much did this tuning cost?
2.5 exhaust system, 1,000 intercoolers, and 500 pipes.
Well, roughly speaking, up to $5,000 with firmware. $5,000, and you practically double the power in the car.
If you put the intake, then there will be more than 400 forces. There's a stock intake here, I don't think you need it anymore.
I'm not a lap racer, we have a specially trained, I repeat, Alexander for that. We're going to give him the keys to this car, how he's already powerfully racing around town, we showed you. Sonia, take a ride on this car, let it cheer up, and tell us your impressions in general. What do you think about it, okay?
It's all coming up.
You can take my sit, baseline hit, some more 8-line this. Buy me a whip, then I take my pick, then I find me a chick that can make my darkness in motion. It's a 16 bar from the dark of the ocean. Flow penetrates egos with the dark of the broken. Meanwhile, let the hell smoking, won't let me get my motion. The promotion, the green and the pure is dirt. And please get vexed and they swear they words. On daytime telly when they light work. I rep mine, got a sword for the dagger in the best one. Young boy and I'm babbling the best line. And you know I give a fuck about something, yeah.
It rides so cool.
What do you really like about this car? What exactly did you like? Interior, seats, handling, engine, potential. What's really cool about her?
Turbo thrust. I like the fact that the engine revs over 7,000. There's a nice feeling of torque, it gives me pleasure, too. Atmospheric thrust doesn't feel like that unless you have 6 2/10.
Look, I know you're a pretentious racer, pretentious pilot, can you blow this car? What didn't you like? Because, in principle, this is a car that cost a lot of money, as far as I remember, it cost $42,000, and what do you not like about it?
Rear suspension, rear beam.
You don't like the rear suspension, because, in principle, a beam is considered unacceptable on a car for a circle, there should be an independent suspension. Okay, brakes. So I drove and say that I do not have enough brakes. Do you have enough brakes?
No, not enough, just the first thing I remember is the rear, which does not turn behind you, the second is the brakes. Very lacking brakes, 2 or 3 laps and overheating.
For a novice athlete, for a beginner to the ring or a person who wants to ride in a time attack, what kind of car would you recommend? Rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive?
For a complete beginner, front-wheel drive is easier, it is very predictable. Because the car is often set up for understeer from the factory. That is, he let go of the gas, turned it over. This is for driving safety. And of course, front-wheel drive is simpler in this regard, because both full and rear-wheel drive are already more difficult there. When you have already reached a certain level, front-wheel drive is no longer suitable.
So, guys, I pick up the camera and we start. Seats WRC, steering wheel WRC. By the way, it looks very cool. Climate control, all bells and whistles. So, done. Well, the usual set from VAG. Hypercross filters, full track, everything, but nothing to be seen, to be honest. As for me, if it weren't for this icon, I wouldn't say that it's R, ventilated brake discs, rear calipers. Double cool exhaust. Everything is clean in the trunk, the carpet. Is there a spare wheel or not? It's clear. Guys, everything is okay. The oil is what you need. Here, I see real ringers. And, of course, a roll of toilet paper. God, she's so small. She is so small and so powerful. I wrote it, generally drives powerfully. Well, I suggest we move on. So, well, here we are already driving our Polo. Very rare exclusive car, drove this car to the track. Wow, the clutch, I can immediately say, so interesting. The owner claims that there are 380 horsepower. Strongly slips. No pads, no brakes. The car is spinning quite hard. In the cabin, sport seats, also a WRC version. The 2-liter engine pulls in all ranges. Good. Brakes in 3rd gear. By the way, this Polo is climate controlled, not just air conditioned, an interesting topic. And most importantly, here, of course, a 6-speed manual gearbox. Move on. Here are the brakes, as for me, insufficient, although some argue that they are enough. But again, I believe that at least monoblocks should be put in front. There are braces front and back, but the car is quite Spartan, although all modern chips are present in it. It's front-wheel drive, and if you're in a front-wheel drive circuit, it's mostly Hondas. Honda tuning is very expensive. In order to catch up with Honda to 350, 400 forces, it will take you about $15,000, no less. In order for them to be reliable, I mean the brakes, I mean the suspension, and some other points. Therefore, this is a great option. By the way, I know that such a car will probably be sold, probably even this one, for about $18,000, that is, for circuit racing it will simply be fire. Nothing to do, it is already tuned. By the way, now we are accelerating. Excellent. I'm not a circuit racer, so I don't ride for all the money. Nothing makes noise, does not rumble, a frisky little animal from VAG. Let's just say it's a murderer in the city. It's a fiery machine. Well, of course, not at 220 forces, at the power that we have now, it is 380 forces. By the way, I want to see what kind of acoustics there is.
To the sunset.
For this class of car, it's normal, but, of course, it's far from premium. By the way, there are heated seats in this car, there is a switchable stabilization, and climate control with all the features, it's all there. That is, in general, for this class of car, it is equipped quite well. I mean, the speedometer arrow goes down, but I like it, I'm just not used to those farts racing like that. Damn, it stalled, it's generally cool. Well, our review with this little wild animal from Germany has come to an end. I mean, the car is pretty weird and specific, and whether you buy it or not is up to you. But I believe that for circuit racing, and even more so for front-wheel drive, there is no better choice. That's all for us, Sergio and Dimitri were with you. I called my friend Alexander. Sonia, hello. No, damn, we don't do that here. You say, hello everyone.
What the hell for?
I know you all jack off to BMW, no, I know you are all BMW fans.
Damn, she slips, generally high, I like it so much.
I pick up the camera and let's go.
1 second.
I pick up my camera and we start filming.
Come on again.
So guys, I'm picking up, damn. This garbage in the frame is not needed at all, it will be rough, right?
What, throw away modal?